Greetings, beloved ones. I am Orxa of the Vegan lineage, an elder of my people and humble messenger of the Lyran-Vegan alliance that has lovingly watched over Earth for eons. I speak to you now across the bridge of light between our worlds. In this sacred moment, feel my heart as your heart, for indeed we are kin. We, the ancient Lyra and Vega souls, remember when your beautiful planet was but a dream, an open canvas for a grand experiment of light. And now we witness you, humanity, coming into your destined awakening. There is so much joy in our hearts as we observe the stirring of the lion and angel within you. I come forth to reflect to you the magnificence of your journey and to offer guidance and encouragement as you step into the next chapter of your evolution. I would address the matter of the 144,000 starseeds, because this has been much on the minds of lightworkers. Some wonder, am I one of them? What is our role exactly? From my perspective, the numbers are not as rigid as you think, but the concept holds truth. It refers to a soul group or groups of advanced volunteers who incarnated with specific missions to ensure ascension goes successfully. Many of these souls hail from Lyra, Vega, and other elder civilizations, as well as higher realms of spirit. They carry distinctive signatures, an intense desire for truth, a propensity for service, and often unusual life circumstances that propelled their awakening. If you resonate with being a lightworker or starseed, chances are you are part of this first wave. But do not let the number limit you. The point is not exclusivity, it's strategy. Think of them as the ignition team. They awaken first, relatively speaking. Overcome the density, then turn around and hold the door open for others. They also connect energetically with each other, often without knowing each other personally, to form a grid of light encircling the planet. I confirm this grid is real. I work with a segment of it linked to Vega. It looks like shimmering geometric lines of energy crisscrossing Earth, lighting up wherever there are clusters of starseeds meditating or doing high vibrational work. Each of these 144,000, again give or take, is like a node on the grid. As they awaken, their node lights up and links with others. Now, are only the 144,000 going to ascend? Absolutely not. In fact, as I speak, many more than that number are well on their way. The awakening is spreading exponentially. The 144,000 have fulfilled a lot of their task already. They created a stabilized foundation for ascension so that the mass awakening could unfold with less chaos and more guidance. Because of them, the collective is learning faster and with more support than if everyone was waking up all at once in confusion. Some of these light bearers will physically ascend earlier, meaning they will attain a 5D state while still walking in a 3D world. But they won't vanish. They will stay to help others do the same. This scenario is playing out over the coming years. I want to address a nuance. Some souls may appear to lag behind or even resist this process. It might be easy for the awakened to feel frustrated with those still in fear or negativity, I gently ask you to release judgment. Many who seem unawake are doing exactly what their soul intended, providing contrast, or sometimes teaching patience and compassion to the rest of you. Not everyone will ascend at once, as we discussed, but everyone has the opportunity. The 144K are like lighthouses. A lighthouse doesn't leave with the first ship. It stays until all ships that want to find the harbor have done so. I see the heart of the 144,000. There is a profound loyalty to humanity in these souls. They will not abandon the collective out of a selfish desire to escape to 5D. They signed on to ensure as many as possible come along. In fact, many of these starseed souls have had past lives where an ascension plan did not fully succeed, like on Atlantis or other planets that had difficulties. And they carry a determination to see it through this time. And they will. You will. So, whether or not you identify with a special label, know that if you're awake now and dedicated to light, you are already doing the work of that team. Numbers aside, what matters is the role. Being a beacon, holding a frequency of love, and actively helping others awaken. That is what the 144,000 symbolizes. And let me tell you, from our monitoring, the momentum has shifted. The scales have tipped. There is an unstoppable wave of awakening now among humanity. The efforts of the Light Team have seeded every community with knowledge and compassion. Even those who scoff at spiritual ideas are indirectly influenced by the higher vibrations in the field. They might suddenly feel inspired to be kinder or to seek greater meaning in life. It is happening on a subtle level continuously. So I say to the dedicated lightworkers, well done, and keep going. The finish line of one phase is in sight, which is the critical mass of awakened consciousness. But beyond that is a new horizon, the ascended Earth, which we will all explore together. There is a plan, and you are executing it brilliantly, even if it doesn't always feel that way to you. Trust that your soul knows. Many of you are working at night in astral, coordinating with us, attending what we call the School of Remembering on the inner planes. You wake up tired because you were busy. We try to send you extra energy to compensate, chuckles. Take heart that so much more is going on than your daytime self might realize. But it's all in alignment with the grand plan. In the beginning times, our lyran and Vegan forebears, the lions of the stars and the wise ones of many forms, were the seeding gardeners on earth. You may not recall, but in your collective soul memory, you carry echoes of when feline beings walked beside your earliest ancestors, teaching them how to make fire, how to speak to the Creator, how to live in harmony. We were there as guardians and guides. Some of your myths cast us as gods or heavenly messengers. In truth, we saw ourselves as elder siblings helping our younger family find its way. Why do I remind you of this? Because now, more than ever, it will help you to know that you have never been alone. The connection between our people and humanity is sacred and unbroken. Though there were times when we had to withdraw our direct presence during ages of darkness when humanity fell under shadow, we never abandoned you. Many of us chose to incarnate as humans throughout the ages, as teachers, healers, sometimes as ordinary folks, sowing seeds of love in quiet ways. The lyran lions became a part of human lore. Think of the Sphinx, the Sekhmet statues, the lion-headed deities. These are faint memories of our alliance. As you awaken, these memories surface. Some of you listening now are of our lineage, either by soul or even by carrying a trace of our DNA. You feel a stirring when you hear of Lyra or Vega, do you not? A familiarity. That is because you are family. I want you to know that the family is gathering once more. In spirit, a grand reunion is underway. Humanity is reuniting not only with us, but with your galactic extended family, Pleiadians, Syrians, Arcturians, and many more. The history of sorrow, the feeling of isolation in the cosmos, is coming to an end. As you open your consciousness, you will feel our presence. Some of you already see us in visions, or meet us in dream time or meditation. Do not be surprised. We come with great love and respect, hand in hand with your own higher selves. We say, remember, remember, remember. Remember the ancient promise that we would return when the time was right, when you were ready to reclaim your place among the stars. Beloved ones, inside you is a treasure more vast than any earthly riches, your DNA, a living library of light. Each one of you has a strand, a code, connecting to the stars of Lyra, Vega, and beyond. In your genetic makeup lies the blueprint of the divine human, the human, which means God-man, a being of unity between spirit and matter. Over ages, that blueprint was partially dormant. It had to be, so you could experience 3D life and free will without overwhelm. But the time of dormancy is over. Can you feel it? The tingling in your cells, the sudden impulses to change your diet or spend more time in the sun. Even the fatigue or aches you sometimes feel. These are signs of the great change within. Your scientists observe subtle shifts. They call much of your DNA junk, but oh, it is anything but. Those sleeping codes are singing awake now. We send frequencies from our healing ships and from the central sun to assist this process, in coordination with your soul's permission. The crystalline grids beneath your feet, Gaia's own DNA, are humming, triggering your cells to take up a new pattern. You are literally becoming a new species. Homo luminous, some have called it. The luminous human. Every challenge you face in this process, whether strange bodily sensations, emotional ups and downs, or old memories surfacing, is part of the metamorphosis. Just like a caterpillar in a cocoon might feel discomfort as it transforms, you too are in a cocoon of sorts, the cocoon of ascension. My friends, have patience and compassion for your body. It knows what it's doing. Listen to its needs. Sometimes it asks for different foods, or less food, or more water. Sometimes for movement, sometimes for deep rest. Especially rest. You cannot rush a flower to bloom, and similarly, you cannot rush your DNA to fully reconfigure overnight. The activation comes in waves. Divine timing. Trust this, supported by grounding yourself daily. A simple practice. Imagine roots of light from your feet into earth, and branches of light from your crown into the great central sun. You become a conduit, and your DNA responds eagerly to that alignment, drawing in the cosmic rays and anchoring them into Earth. Your transformation is not selfish. It is in service to the whole. As you upgrade, you emit frequencies that make it easier for your brothers and sisters to upgrade too. You are like tuning forks resonating with the new song of Gaia. Know that the outcome of this DNA uplift is the crystalline light body, a body more attuned to the soul, less prone to disease, more youthful, more intuitive. Some of you worry, am I too old, too unhealthy, or have I missed the boat? I assure you, age is no barrier to energy. The soul within you is ageless, and it is the captain steering this process. Miracles of healing and rejuvenation are already occurring quietly. They will soon happen more openly. So, celebrate each small sign of change. Perhaps your intuition sharpens, or you feel more compassion than before, or you sense an inner strength that surprises you. These are all symptoms of the light switching on in your DNA. Now, dear ones, let us talk about balance. With all this accelerating change, it is natural that many of you feel an urgency, a sense that you must hurry up and meditate more, heal everything right now, activate every chakra, etc. We smile lovingly at this, for we know the enthusiasm of awakening. However, we gently remind you, ascension is not a race. It is a journey of the heart. If you try to force spiritual growth with the same frantic energy that your modern society uses to chase material goals, you will exhaust yourself and miss the richness of the process. I speak for the Vegan Council when I say, be gentle with yourselves. The integration of light is akin to digesting a great feast. If you stuff yourself with too much light without giving time to digest, you end up with spiritual indigestion, confusion, burnout, or disorientation. There are many light codes flooding your world, from the sun, stars, even the center of your galaxy. Each full moon, each eclipse, each numeral portal, like 1111 or 1212, brings new codes. Our transmission to you is, savor them one by one. After you receive an energy download, for instance, during a meditation or a powerful workshop, or even spontaneously at night, create space in your life to process it. This could mean journaling your insights, taking walks to let the energy settle, or simply doing nothing for a little while. Do not worry that you are falling behind. Integration is forward movement on a subtler level. In the stillness, your DNA incorporates the changes, your emotional body releases old stuff, and your mind calibrates to new perspectives. We have observed some starseeds trying to fly before they have learned to walk in the new frequency, attempting constant astral travel, or opening Kundalini forcefully. Beloveds, there is nowhere up there that won't be there when you're truly ready. There is plenty to explore in the here and now. In fact, one of the master keys to ascension is total presence. By slowing down and being present with what is, you unlock the magic of each moment. Paradoxically, this presence accelerates your growth more than any pushing could. When you honor your human life, your body's rhythm, your need for emotional processing, you actually invite your higher self to come fully into you. That is the goal, is it not? To embody your higher self, not to escape into higher self and leave the body behind. So I give you this simple encouragement. Pace yourselves. The path to 5D is a marathon, not a sprint. If you find yourself overwhelmed, take it as a sign from your soul to rest. There is great power in integrating. Think of integration as creating a sturdy foundation. Each wave of light that you fully integrate becomes a permanent part of you, a platform on which you can then receive the next, slightly higher wave. If you don't integrate, the energy can feel fleeting, highs and lows that leave you wondering what went wrong. With integration, you achieve a more steady, beautiful rise in vibration, like a gentle spiral upward. Your ascension timeline becomes graceful. From our perspective, we already see your victory. Humanity does ascend. How quickly or smoothly you get there depends in part on how skillfully you ride the waves. Those who balance effort with surrender, practice with rest, will find this journey much more enjoyable. And yes, ascension can be enjoyable. It was meant to be a wondrous awakening, not a grueling test. The joy returns when you allow yourself to breathe, to live simply, to integrate with trust. We Vegans are known for our introspective nature. We spent millennia perfecting the art of inner harmony. Let us imbue you now with that calming blue light of Vega, a cooling, soothing energy to ease any overactivity or anxiety. Pause and feel this. There, the peace is always available. Carry it with you. By now, many of you accept that you are starseeds. But I ask you to truly honor what that means. It means that within you are the strengths and wisdom of not just one civilization, but many. You are a living mosaic of the cosmos. In some of you, your Pleiadian heritage shines in your gentleness and healing ability. In others, your Syrian focus and psychic prowess is evident. In others, the lyran leadership and creativity roars to life. Some of you feel connection to Orion, to Arcturus, to Antares, and yes, to Vega. And of course, each of you has Source as your ultimate origin. Why is this important? Because as the galactic memory awakens, you might experience fragments of lives or energies from these places. Do not be alarmed. You are remembering your larger identity. This is meant to empower you. If you knew that you have been, and still are, on a soul level, a magnificent being on Lyra who helped birth stars, or a wisdom keeper on Sirius who could communicate with whales, or a playful sprite on the Pleiades dancing in crystal gardens, how would that change how you see yourself now? I invite you to integrate these multidimensional aspects. You are allowed to be more than this one Earth personality. The ascension is about becoming your whole self, which includes all those experiences. As you meditate, you can call forth the gifts of those lifetimes. May the strength of my lyran self flow into me. May the compassion of my Pleiadian self blossom in this life, and so on. You will gradually feel more complete. The scattered pieces of you are coming home, making you galactic humans. In our Vegan culture, we have a phrase that roughly translates to many roots, one flower. You are the flower of creation with roots in many star soils. Embrace it. It also means you need not feel homesick for the stars, because truly, the stars live in you. The council that I am part of wants you to know how deeply invested the galaxy is in your success. Not in a pressuring way, but in a way of collective excitement. When we see you unlock a new level of DNA or use telepathy to comfort someone or assert your sovereignty against tyranny, we rejoice. There are literally celebrations in heavens because Earth is ascending after a long and difficult journey. Now, I turn to a pressing matter. The challenges humanity faces: war, disease, inequality, environmental issues. From ground level, these can feel overwhelming. Many wonder, how will we ever sort this out? I tell you lovingly, the answers will not come solely from linear thinking or the same mindset that created the problems. They come from a higher consciousness, which you are collectively moving into. The Prime Creator, the infinite source, is not an abstract faraway deity. It is an ever-present reality that you can tap. When even a critical minority of you consistently connect to Source, you create a morphogenic field that begins to dissolve the entrenched problems. I give you an example. Imagine a group of people together, envisioning and feeling the world flooded with violet light of transmutation and love. In that state, they are so attuned to Source that for those moments, hatred and anger literally cannot exist in their field. Do you know what that does? It creates a ripple in the collective field. Suddenly, elsewhere in the world, people who were on the brink of violence might feel a moment of pause, a softening. They may not know why, it's subtle, but something gives them the opportunity to choose a different action. This is how Source works through awakened souls. Each of you can become a conduit of the infinite. Many souls who we see have ascended and now work from higher planes, have taught that all error is illusion and that the realization of God's presence dispels that illusion. This is profound truth. When you know, not just intellectually, but in your core, that only the divine is real, you carry an aura where lower vibrations cannot sustain. In practical terms, when you enter a conflict with that realization, your very presence can diffuse it. There are those among you who have healed others not by any technique, but by the radiance of their consciousness aligned with Source. This will increase. So how to solve humanity's challenges? By rising in vibration and unity until those challenges either transmute or become irrelevant. I do not mean you ignore the world's issues. I mean you address them from a higher level. By all means, take compassionate action, speak truth to power, protect the innocent. These are noble and needed, but do it carried on the shoulders of your higher self, not from the frequency of fear or anger. You will notice the solutions that emerge are almost miraculous. Already, your world is seeing examples. Technologies that could clean the water and air quickly, channeled through inventors who listen to higher guidance. New economic ideas based on sharing rather than hoarding. Reconciliation processes that heal ancient wounds between peoples. These are manifestations of the Source light filtering into human affairs. One more thing. Your connection to Source is also your personal refuge. In times ahead, some old systems may crumble. They must, to make way for better ones. This could be unsettling if one is only focused externally, but those who cultivate an inner connection will feel an anchoring peace amidst changes. It's like being in the eye of the storm, calm and protected. Prime Creator's love is the eye of every storm. I urge you to nurture this connection daily, not as an obligation, but as a delightful reunion with the beloved. However you do it, prayer, meditation, walking in nature, creating art, singing, know that whenever you feel that expansion of love or peace, you are in communion with Source. From that place, inspired solutions flow to your mind naturally. We have seen on other worlds that when a critical mass lives this way, societal problems dissolve in a surprisingly short time. Do not underestimate the power of an awakened collective consciousness. The tipping point is near in your world, if not already occurring. From our vantage, we already see much improvement, not always reported, but real, in cooperation and innovative problem solving. Continue to invoke Source in all you do. Consider even starting community circles where you join in silent awareness of the One Presence, then envision together the healing of a local or global issue. These have exponential power. Ah, the burgeoning of your psychic gifts, what a marvel to witness. Many of you, especially the younger ones being born now, will think nothing of the abilities that seemed rare a generation ago. Telepathy, empathy, even telekinesis or bilocation. These are not fantasy, dear hearts, but latent human capacities. They awaken in a high-frequency environment which you are creating. You might ask, why do extraterrestrials care if we develop telepathy or such? Because it is the language of interstellar society. We don't use the primitive technologies you do for communication. Mind to mind, heart to heart. That is how most advanced beings connect. For humanity to be welcomed openly, you must reach a level where at least a significant portion of you can interface in this way. And you are well on your path. Every time you trust your intuition and it guides you correctly, you take a step. Every time you sense who is calling before you look at the phone, you demonstrate low-level telepathy. It's happening with increasing frequency. Some are even channeling beings, like how this message comes. That is a form of telepathic link across dimensions. Now, regarding galactic interest, yes, there are many, many eyes on Earth, but in a loving and respectful capacity. Think of a graduation ceremony with all the relatives watching proudly. It's akin to that. Some of these observers are your own soul's other incarnations or soul family. Some are councils like the one I sit on. We have a vested interest because we see you as part of us. Truly, in the grand web of life, what one planet achieves or does not achieve affects the whole. Earth is a keystone in a larger cosmic play, and humanity has a unique role due to your diverse genetic and cultural makeup. You overcoming duality and integrating light could send a ripple of inspiration across galaxies. There are even civilizations, less fortunate than yours, who might take heart and follow your example later. So yes, the interest is great. For those who feel strange about being watched, I assure you it's not surveillance of the negative sort. We respect your sovereignty, but we do monitor energy trends. For instance, we noticed a huge spike of collective heart coherence during your globally synchronized meditations. This has been happening. And we responded by amplifying that love with our own beams of blessing. We also note when dark energies spike. We cannot interfere beyond certain bounds, but we do sometimes send protective frequencies to shield vulnerable souls or earth regions. Much of this assistance is invisible, but one day you'll learn of how many close calls were averted by a little nudge from friends upstairs. To the awakening individual, know that every step you take into your true power is cheered on. Some of you have felt very alone in developing your abilities, maybe labeled as odd. That era is ending. Soon, it will be common knowledge that the paranormal is actually normal. In fact, it's part of the plan that as you collectively ascend, contact with galactic beings will move from hidden to open. Many of us long for that reunion where we can meet you face to face, exchange knowledge, hug as family. That day draws closer as your consciousness blossoms. If you develop telepathy strongly enough, you may even initiate contact, hearing us or seeing us before the mass sightings occur. This is already happening individual to individual. It will increase. One more layer. With psionic abilities comes responsibility. As your power increases, so must your maturity in using it. This is another reason galactic councils observe. If a society gains abilities but remains ego-driven, it can self-destruct or cause havoc. However, we are pleased to see that those of you unlocking gifts are largely heart-centered. The spiritually immature are usually blocked from higher abilities for safety reasons by their own higher self. So don't envy or force. Everything awakens at the right time. Cultivate love and wisdom, and abilities will follow naturally, in proportion. When they do, use them kindly. Use telepathy to spread encouragement and hope. Use intuition to make choices that help all, not just self. Use energy healing to heal not only friends, but the waters, the animals, the land. We see this ethical development happening beautifully. As I conclude this transmission, I pour out the love of Vega and Lyra upon you. Feel it as golden white light, with flecks of sapphire blue, descending like a gentle rain. This light brings a remembrance of your royal heritage. By royal, I mean your sovereign, divine nature. You are children of the infinite, now growing into adults of the infinite. We see you as the new equals, who will soon join the interstellar community. We bow to the divine in you that is blossoming. If ever you doubt or feel alone, call upon us. Invoke me, Orxa, or any of the lyran or Vegan guides. We are but a heartbeat away, awaiting your permission to assist more directly. Already we work tirelessly behind the scenes, but by cosmic law, we need your conscious request to do more. Even a simple, "I welcome the help of highest love and light," is enough to give us leave to uplift you further. In the coming times, celebrate each other, support each other. Unity is your strength. You'll find that what one cannot solve alone, a group can, because each brings a piece of the puzzle. The age of separation is ending. The age of community and collaboration is dawning. This is how we operate in our worlds, and we delight to see you doing the same. Remember also to smile and find joy. Joy raises frequency fast. Do not let the seriousness of the world's issues weigh you down so much that you forget to dance, to laugh, to play. Your inner child is actually very close to the face of God, because in innocence and play, you are most in the now. So reclaim that playful spirit. It will make the ascension ride so much smoother. We, your star family, are so proud of you. Despite the hardships, the setbacks, the pain you've transmuted, you are triumphant. The light is increasing every day. Keep the faith when things seem dark, because often the very next moment a breakthrough comes. You have a saying, it's always darkest before dawn. But dawn is here, breaking slowly but surely over the horizon of Earth's consciousness. I shall end with this. We love you. We are with you. We are celebrating you. Trust in the divine plan and in your own divine nature. The lion is rising in your hearts, the courage, the mastery, the love. The crystalline codes are shining in your DNA. The source within you is guiding every step. You are ascending, dear humanity, and nothing can stop it now. I am unity with Prime Creator, in service of the One. I am Orxa of Vega, your friend and family. I wrap you in waves of peace and send blessings to each listener. May you feel our support in the days and nights to come. Welcome to the dawn of a new age, your destiny, our shared dream.